So in the NBA, there's almost like these biblical legendary stories that you hear. Almost like how in Major League Baseball, they have the GOAT with Wrigley Field out in Chi-Town. Well, one of those stories on the NBA side is the story of Master P playing in the preseason, and potentially, according to him, he was good enough to make the league, is that he was just too busy making money doing other things. Well, former Toronto Raptor Charles Oakley, who played for them from 1998 to 2001, had did a sit down in which he revealed how good Master P really was on the court. That's one of the few times the NBA had cross-marketed with hip-hop, which always proved to be a very lucrative thing. And with many rappers, just beyond the skills on the mic, it doesn't get talked about too much, but they are master marketers. Master P was able to build his own empire in the 90s of No Limit Records, and some would say he has a very conspiracy theory type story in hip-hop, in which that he finessed over $100 million out of Universal Records. Master P has always been a great pitch man and a genius marketer, but maybe he over-exaggerated on his basketball skills on the court. You guys check it out, and every once in a while, I'll check in.
It was funny, but they said he could play. I never seen him play, but he did. You know, he made the road trip. I think, and he got in a couple games, and you know, he had some talent, but he ain't have enough talent to make the league. But he came out. He wasn't ashamed about it. But yeah, he had a couple of threes, but he wasn't ready. But hey, he got his try. At least he got his shot and tried. But Butch, it was a good thing. Butch, gave him a shot.
How did your teammates feel about him being on the team?
I mean, they didn't even think twice about it. It's just Master P, the rapper, and he couldn't guard nobody. So. One of the guys, he probably always played, like Art Cowley played with his friends. They give him the ball and shoot every time. But no, he could shoot a three, though. He wasn't fast or nothing to beat you off the dribble. But like I say, he got in the training camp. P wanted to shoot that three. He make it go, Oh, man. It was funny, though. Because but he was doing stuff, just trying out for the team, going from A to B, it just, just his swag. It was just funny how, first time a rapper ever tried to make a basketball team. And, like I said, he worked hard, but, he just didn't have the right skills for basketball, at that level. He probably can make it, he probably can make the league in this era because they don't do nothing, shoot threes and run back down the court. Well, he could shoot, but my thing is, he wasn't a great ball handler, so he's more of like a spot-up guy, So he dribbled more than 4 or 5 times. That's a turnover. Birdman gonna steal the ball from him. It didn't stop, man. At least he tried, He had to go on the road. He tried out. So we had some preseason games. Matter of fact, we played one in Atlanta, one in San Antonio. So I mean, he got in. They were saying P. It was funny.
Oh my God, the way Oakley is kind of downplaying that shit was funny. But at the end of the day, it was a genius cross-marketing move by Master P. And he's definitely an innovator because J. Cole, I believe in the 2019 season or the 2021 season, he made a similar play. The NBA was definitely at the time running a cross-marketing campaign with J. Cole. But hey, part of that marketing is the over-exaggeration. Maybe you fake it till you make it. And with Master P, I can't be mad. But Charles Oakley definitely, he was probably hating on some of the love that P. Miller was getting out there. But he can't hate on another man's hustle because P. Miller didn't give up on it. The following year, during the lockout in 1999, he joined the Charlotte Hornets on a 10-day for their training camps. So the ability to cross-market and promote is real when it comes to Master P. And right here, we're going to directly hear from him as he spoke about the politics that surrounded him being involved with the NBA. And just listen to the way he speaks. This guy knows how to market himself.
Are you a dreamer?
Man, I'm like Martin Luther King. I'm definitely a dreamer. And so, but I'm a visionary. And I see stuff that other people can't see. Like when you asked me about Snoop, I knew that Snoop career wasn't over with. I knew that my career wasn't over with after the music. I don't have to sit around and just do music. I can do music whenever I want to.
Right.
But I got all this other stuff I invested into to be able to do that.
Right.
And if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't be in the position I am right now.
You was also in the NBA. What made you stop?
The politics, I was ahead of my time. So think about it, right? Every NBA game I played in, I did something. So I was the last cut with the Toronto Raptors and the last cut with the Charlotte Hornets. What that tell you? Everybody that's the last cut, they end up calling them back.
See how you made that shit sound sexy? I was the last cut. It's something about a Southern hustle. It's kind of different. These guys could squeeze a quarter out of a nickel. God damn.
I'm like, nah, man, I know I should have been on this team. They know I should have been on this team. But my music stopped it. So now if that was been this time, I've been a superstar in the NBA. Because, you know, back then, my music was what the GM told me. He's like, man, you're a hell of a basketball player. It was in Charlotte, Bob Bass. And I was up there with Anthony Mason and Derek Coleman and all these dudes. Right. You could ask BJ Armstrong, all these dudes on the team with me. Bro, I'm in serious shape. BJ Armstrong used to say, P, man, slow down, bro. What you doing? But I've been used to this.
Right.
You know? But the GM brought me in the office one day. He just know, because y'all don't know, like everybody think I just went try it out. No, I went through the ABA, the CBA, all the minor leagues. And then I got called up on 10 days, so people don't really know. So you're gonna see that in the TV series. But when I went in the GM office, Bob Bass, he was sitting down, he said, man, you're a hell of a basketball player. And he said, why you ain't scared of Anthony Mason? I said, why should I be scared of Anthony Mason? Because I'm scared of Anthony Mason. And I said, damn. I said, sir, I ain't scared of no man, sir. He said, but your music is pure filth. And he had the ice cream. I knew I'm going home, right? I looked at him like, man, let me go get my stuff out the locker. I was done. Right. I'm like, this man actually listened to this record. I'm out of here. Because he ain't even, I was in his world, and I couldn't do nothing about it. Right. And that's when sometimes your past will catch up with you. That was one of those times that I put all that work in. Wow. Think about it. You think any NBA player want to let me outshine them? And I'm supposed to be a music guy.
Facts. You didn't see the way Charles Oakley sounded? And Charles Oakley, yeah, that's a one hating ass motherfucker, man. Let's keep it a buck. Some people got that shit in their blood, but the screams and cheers on the road for Master P was hitting a little different. I'm sure of it. And it's for a preseason game too. Oakley had to have been thinking, damn, they're screaming like this and these games don't even count.
And I'm putting up buckets. I done played in Rutgers. I done played everywhere out here like this. This what I do. I mean, you know, I played with Steph Curry there with Charlotte. And so, you know, watching him come in, I look at my son like that, not saying, man, he been around basketball. So, you know, I coach Lance Stevenson with my AAU team out here. I coach DeMar DeRozan. So all these dudes I saved, you know, through whatever battles they was going through in life, right? Yeah. And then having my son around, because my son played on every hood team you could think of that I, you know, from the Oakland Soldiers to my Cal Supreme team around Nipsey House. So it's like watching that, my most memorable thing is just watching my kids be around it and now watching what they doing. So when I look at Steph Curry with his dad, I'm like, man, I remember Steph out there with his dad trying, because I brought, and my son was 3 years old, I went to Target and brought the little hoop. Yeah. And so he just started dunking on him. Like, man, this kid, he really liked basketball. And so the one thing I did, I built character. So now when you look at him, he at Houston right now. And you know why he's so good? I didn't get him a car till he got to college. This is his first year in college. He finally he used to ride his bike to school. And so to build character, you got to make somebody do something that they love. And he showed me that he really loved basketball. And even right now, he ain't starting at Houston. He a freshman, you know, playing at the University of Houston with Coach Calvin Sampson. He got a whole different thing. He like, man, I don't play freshman. I don't care if you scored 30 last year in high school. So, you know, my son Dylan, my son was like, Dad, I'm going to do what I got to do. It's on me. I got to get better. And he didn't get redshirted. You know, he getting a little time, he doing what he got to do. Right. And he like, man, I want to be the best player I could be in the NBA. I just don't want to go there and then go down to the G League. Right. So, being able to watch that and playing at a high level and have your kids around and now they there doing their thing, that's the memorable moments for me. You know what? It's tough. It all depends. It's a process. It's a journey. And I just think everybody's situation is different. I can understand, getting that money and doing what you got to do if your mom don't have nothing, but then you got to be prepared for that money.
Right.
So that's where the education part come from. That for me, that I feel like I'm glad that I'm able to give my kids that, because you get that money too quick, you're gonna wild out. I mean, look at what his name was here when LeBron was Lenny Cook.
Yeah.
Think about Lenny Cook was out there doing this thing, and now Lenny Cook, he a changed man. But think about it, everybody giving you stuff, everybody telling you a pro and all that.
Yeah, unfortunately for Lenny, all that caught up with him because it developed a level of entitlement where the first time he met Kobe Bryant, he asked him to play one-on-one, and Kobe looked at him like, you're not even worthy. Like, what have you done to even ask me to play one-on-one? It's very sad because even at the time, he was unaware of just where he really stood in the, I would say, the NBA or just the overall basketball hierarchy. Just being that unproven talent and really didn't want to put the work in.
What about if it don't happen? Then how many friends you have after that?
Right.
They gone.
So it is what it is. You guys hear from P. Miller, very charismatic. Shit, they said he finessed over $200 million from Universal Records back in the 90s. And the hustle never ends. Master P, definitely a man that mastered many skill sets, marketing, business, and most importantly, the ability to notice and seize an opportunity.